thank you so much for joining me for today's burst of innovation. There is a lot to cover in a short amount of time. This is a really important topic around how to motivate other people. And part of the reason why I think this is so important is because, first of all, how we motivate others is actually not how we're motivated ourselves. It's not doing it in a way that works for us. It's about doing it in a way that works for other people. And that is, while not complicated, sometimes easy to forget or to overlook. And the thing that I want us all to remember is that motivation isn't just about getting other people to do things. That is part of it, because let's face it, you can't innovate alone. None of us can. We can't do our work alone. We work in teams. And even if we're solopreneurs, we work with clients, with customers. So we are all in ecosystems. And it is incredibly important that we understand how to motivate the people around us. The second reason it's so important is because motivation leads to influence. And I have to imagine, since you are on these bursts of innovation, that you are looking to make an impact, to influence the people around you, to influence their decisions, their actions, to get momentum with your ideas and your innovation. So understanding how to motivate others, how to influence others is critical. And let me just tell you from experience, I think oftentimes what I find, the mistake that we make, and again, human nature, because we only know what we know, is that we try to motivate others in a way that works for us. And then we are frustrated and disappointed with the results. You know, as you all know, I've done a lot of work to understand how this thing between our ears actually works and the neuroscience behind how we innovate. And what is fascinating about that is how you innovate, your everyday innovator style, your natural innovation strengths, isn't just about how you innovate and how you act and behave in your habits. That also tells you how you listen, how you get motivated, and how you get engaged. Obviously, that applies for all the unique everyday innovators that are around you as well. It's how they not only innovate and behave and act, but how you can motivate, influence, and engage them as well. I'm going to throw up my screen in a minute, and I want to show you part of a table, and I want to walk you through it so that you have some insight into how to motivate the people around you. And I want to share with you a story, give you an example in my own work with the people that I work with on my team, and how it looks a little bit different. Before I do that, I just want to give you one big announcement that I'm pretty excited about. So, as you all know, because I've mentioned it over and over again, Friday is the official book launch party live stream 3 different times. I hope to see you at one or all of them. We have incredible guests coming on. But here's what I just recently discovered that I sent out in my newsletter this morning, but just in case you're not on it. My publisher, Nicholas Brealey, which is a subsidiary of Hachette, so a big global publisher, has actually agreed to give you my author's discount. That's 50% off for orders of 20, I think it's 20, 40, 60. It's basically a box of books. But the reason I'm sharing that with you right now, and the reason I'm so excited about that, is that means you get 50% off books if you're in my circle. So you're getting my deal as the author so that you can engage your teams. You can get them focused, you can get them innovative, you can get them moving forward together. It is really powerful to see what happens when everybody on the team is coming from the same foundation of innovation. When you all understand what innovation is, like you all on this call, you do, I know you do. Think about how powerful it would be if everybody on your team knew how to do that. I put a link in the show notes. This is to the book launch, everything about the book, it's in there too. Okay, let me show you my screen. And because this kind of parlays actually quite well into how to motivate others. These are some of the guests, by the way, they're gonna be there Friday. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, so one of the things that we came to understand when we started to dig into everyday innovator styles is that different triggers, the things that make your unique way of innovating, they have different language, different drivers, different ways of behaving, different ways of learning best. And here's the fascinating part, they have different motivators as well. So let me share a story with you, and then I'm actually going to go through these because you'll start to see this in the people around you, and you will connect in a way that you've never connected before. This is, of course, directly from my book. I have a whole thing on how to build high-performing teams. So here's what happens. So Laura, who works for me, she's my business manager. Some of you have actually engaged with her. She is a collaborative tweaker. I, as a president of the company, I am a risk taker experiential. So that means that I'm motivated by new opportunities and I'm motivated by building things, creation, right? So we needed a new database, a new CRM, something simple when we were starting out. This was a couple years ago now, that we could use to kind of track new business and stuff coming in. We were overwhelmed, but we didn't have a system. So I thought to myself, God, really, this is so exciting. We get to build a whole new path and we get to create something from scratch. How amazing. So I went to Laura and I said, hey, Laura, this is so exciting. We need the CRM system. I want to put you in charge of this. She's great. She's a tweaker, right? So she's great at optimizing and adjusting and editing. That's how she innovates. She's great at pulling pieces together as a collaborative. Her innovation is whole. She was the right person. So I went to her and I said, hey, Laura, this is so exciting. We get to build something from scratch and we have this whole new opportunity and it's going to be so amazing. And she looked at me like, okay. And I realized something in that moment. I was trying to motivate her in a way that works for me, instead of trying to motivate her in the way that works for her. So we got further down the path and I realized this. So I changed my language to change my outcome. Remember that. Shifts in language, change in language, a powerful way to change your outcome. So I went to Laura and I said, hey, Laura, because she's a collaborative. She is motivated by building connections, right? Those relationships, those connecting dots between different things, finding how they fit together. And she's a tweaker. So as you can see on the bottom there, she's motivated by problem solving, figuring things out. So I went to her later and I said, hey, Laura, we have this sticky challenge that I can't figure out. We need a new CRM system. We've got this, like all this stuff coming in is unorganized. You might have to work with Josh and some of the other people on our team to figure this out. Are you ready for it? And oh my gosh, you guys, within 24 hours, we had the foundation of our CRM system that we still use today. We've adjusted and optimizing it, but it's still there. But do you see the difference in my language? That was what spoke to her. This is about navigating and opening up innovation in other people in a way that speaks to them. Different people have different motivators because they're different everyday innovator styles. And by the way, you don't have to know their everyday innovator style to be able to figure this out of like how people are motivated. I think the overarching thing that I really want you to take away from this is that what motivates you is not what motivates other people, right? Everybody's different. Find the things that motivate them. If you know their everyday innovator style, you are in 1,000% better place because you can really dial it in. And to be clear, this is not about manipulation. This is about opening up their innovative mind and getting them motivated to take action. We can't innovate alone. And it's about motivating yourself as well through the process, right? So if you'll like go through this, you'll notice like for futuristics, right? They are motivated by future plans. Imaginatives, they're motivated by the opportunity to create new. So I have a client who's a futuristic imaginative. So he's motivated by future plans and creating novel. So do I go to him and say, I have a sticky problem to solve? No. When I'm talking to him, I say, hey, and actually there's a whole story about him and his team in the book because they're a phenomenal example of high performing teams. They did such an incredible job and they are in the guts of the organization. They're not on the front lines. They do really day-to-day process work. They're incredible. But I said to him, hey, I think we need to look at this a little bit differently. Like, what does it look like 10 years out? We need to build a path to the future that we can work towards. Super motivating for him. Do you see how it's different? Think about for a second, what motivates you? What is it that gets you up? If I said to you, hey, Kirby, like we need to figure out where the nuggets of gold here. Things are super confusing and complicated. We're not really sure what to do, right? That's a fluid who loves and is motivated by creating clarity. If you're talking to someone who has an instinctual in their everyday innovator style, right? They're all about feeling connected. So the way you talk to instinctual, like if I'm going to go back to my CRM example, I'm not going to say a sticky challenge. I might say, hey, I need to figure out how to put these pieces together. Do you see the difference in the language? People are motivated in unique ways. Understanding their everyday innovator style, how they innovate, also, as I said in the beginning, isn't just about how someone innovates and the habits and their behaviors. It's also about how to engage them and how to influence them. Now, here's the thing, as we have kind of 10 seconds left, I want you to think about. Think about the people you work with. Think about the uniqueness that they bring to the table. As I say over and over again, there's a whole power in tapping the diversity of thinking on your team at the cognitive level. This will take you to the black diamond level as a team so fast. But think about the language that they use and what motivates them. And then think about this. Oh, Kirby asked, let me answer. You are able to identify the individual styles as second nature versus a person learning methodology. Each of us need to study and have, yes, exactly. Each of us need to study and have this as second nature to adapt our language. Absolutely. And Kirby, here's what I say. I'm glad you brought that up, because it might seem like, wow, there's 9 triggers. I remember all this stuff. Yeah, you want to get there for sure. It'll make you a stronger leader, a stronger influencer. And frankly, if you put in the work, you get the results. I won't even sugarcoat that. But let me add to that and say that even being aware that the language you use impacts the other person is going to make you better and stronger. Even recognizing how the person across the table from you is talking about things is going to make you a stronger, better leader. One of the things I love to do when I don't know people's everyday innovator styles is I like to say to them, like, what about this project would excite you? What about this would get you motivated? They'll tell you in their answers. 100% every time you will get those nuggets out, and then you can use those to make sure you make that connection. That awareness as a leader, as an influencer, regardless of your title, will help you be stronger, better. Then starting to really dial it in, that takes you to a whole new level as an A player. Carolyn, thank you for asking. The slide is actually in the book. So get the book and you get the slide, and actually a lot more depth on all of these, which is really kind of cool. So yes, it is in there. And by the way, the publisher also dropped the Kindle price in the US and Canada to $6.99 for the book launch too. So I think this slide in itself, to be honest with you, Carolyn, is more than worth it, actually, because this tells you so much. It also tells you the language they use and how to get into that. So cool. Oh, perfect, Carolyn, you do have the book. Great. Kirby says, this is so different than what we are taught in the box we are put in. Yes, exactly, Kirby. That's right. The problem that we have with our leadership, and again, human nature, we know what we know. So this is not a judgment, is we lead by what we like, what we want. You know, what's that old phrase? Treat others the way you want to be treated, or whatever that phrase is. Treat others the way you want to be treated or something. True and not true, right? Yes, true. Treat people with kindness. You want kindness. But untrue when it comes to motivation and building your team and tapping the diversity of thinking and the leadership. It is so important that you recognize and empower your team to be the unique value players that they really are and can be if you give them the room, and then to leverage that in your communication, in your actions, in the environment that you create. That's how you build strong innovation. All right, everyone, we are over time, but thank you for asking your questions. Thank you for being here today. If you have any other questions, reach out to me. Most importantly, I want to see you all Friday and join me for all these incredible people who are joining me. I'm so honored for this book launch. We've got some celebrity business leaders sharing their wisdom, and we've got everyday innovators from companies out there making an impact that are also going to show us how we can make even more of an impact. And of course, I will be there sharing a lot of incredible tips about innovation, how we get through uncharted times, how we navigate it, how we build high-performing teams. It's all there Friday. All right, everyone. Thank you. Paul, you're welcome. Thank you. Yes, getting into their mindset. So I love, Paul, the way you said that, getting into their mindset. That is exactly what this is about. So be aware, acknowledge it, and then work to actually figure it out, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to do as leaders? We're not supposed to be lazy. And frankly, right now, we can't be. Times are way too uncertain for lazy leadership. All right. With that note, thank you. Donna, thank you. I so appreciate all of you.